So what the hell am I referring to in the title? Well, back in 2022, Marvel released a mini-series of what if stories. 5 to be exact. All based around Miles Morales. You know, the web slinger recently brought to life in 2011, I think it is. I might be wrong on that. Fact check that. What if Miles Morales became Captain America? What if he became Wolverine? The Hulk? And finally Thor. And then they all cross over, but you don't have to worry about that. So Miles Morales becomes Captain America because his uncle works for the Super Soldier program and he wanted to be the first one since Steve Rogers. But Miles finds it in the house and accidentally inhales the fumes, becoming his own version of Captain America. It hits the same beats as the original origin story. He even has his own version of Falcon. His uncle quote unquote dies, falls out of a helicopter, only later to be revealed that he's the Prowler, because of course. But at the end of the issue, he's fighting someone named the Grey Skull, and they open an interdimensional gate and Miles sees his other variants before the gate closes and gets destroyed. But after the issue ends, his uncle is seen picking up the gate's source power. On to issue 2, where as you might have guessed it, he becomes Wolverine. And in this world it's the 80s and he's a mutant and he has Logan's original bone claws. And then it fast forwards a few decades and he has his adamantium back. And as I said before, it hits the same beats again and again and again, but as Wolverine this time. The Sentinels attack like in Days of Future Past. He breaks out of the Weapon X facility and fights his uncle again, but this time he's Sabretooth. He battles and defeats him, showing him mercy, and that's when Professor X and the gang shows up. But he's ganky in this world. On to the 3rd issue. He becomes the Hulk. And the same thing happens again. He gets blasted with gamma radiation and voila, he's the Hulk. He fights a version of the Abomination and his uncle dies. Again. Now, this is the issue. The 4th issue is where we have the problem. This is where it gets a bit too silly. It's when Miles becomes Thor. Instead of one of the other realms, the World Tree happens to grow in Brooklyn. And to be honest, it's more very corny and low-hanging fruit than racism. That's the issue, like, there's just no need for all the stereotypes in my opinion that's about to come. You'll see. I'll read some lines and you can see where people have an issue. Midgard long ago, old Yggdrasil spread. Then the World Tree grew in Brooklyn instead. Immerse as we traverse through the universe. From the vast multiverse comes the dubverse. Cringe. Fucking very cringe, oh my god. All his dreams rain from the clouds above. He brings the thunder. Best believe it, bruv. It's so bad. I'm actually gonna get sick, like. This is how someone in their 40s would talk if you asked them to impersonate a black teen in like 2012. It's so bad. They keep making him say phrases like straight fire. And when he calls his hammer, he says hammer time. Not to mention the graffiti on his hammer. It's so bad. He refers to clothing as swag. It's awful. It's like it's not 2014 anymore. Stop. I'll go through some more lines to prove my point. Time to spin these hits. Ugh. Right up to your face and diss you. I sounded so sassy saying that. Flip it and reverse it. It's so bad. Like the other versions of him didn't speak like this. Even the original doesn't speak like this. Why all of a sudden does he talk like a teenager from 2012? It's so outdated. Like he's not a SoundCloud rapper. He even has graffiti on his wall in his bedroom. He later goes on to say things like All Eyes on Me, which is a reference to a Tupac song, and By Odin's Fade. That's just the worst one. I'm sorry, that's the worst one. By Odin's Fade. It's just lazy writing at this point. I don't necessarily think it's all racist. I just think that the character of Miles has a lot more things going for him, other than the fact that he's black. Like, come on, you could have made Miles Thor so good. There's so many good things to explore. Like the fact that Miles can control like a form of lightning and Thor's the god of thunder. Like there's so much to do there. And then you had to go and make it all stereotypes and hip hop references. 1 or 2 wouldn't hurt, but when it's constant every page thing, it just pulls you out of the story a bit. The writer Yehudi Mercado, I hope I said that right, Later went on to apologise to the black community after he was called out for the racial stereotypes in the book, and he donated the money he made to a charity in Brooklyn, which isn't too bad on his part. At least he's acknowledging what he did. And I'm not making this video to say all white characters should be written by white people, or all black characters by black people, or even LGBT characters by people who identify as LGBT. All I'm saying is give the character you're writing a little bit of respect. I get it if it's a joke character like Deadpool or something like that, but Miles is a serious character with amazing storylines written by very talented people, and he deserves some respect. And so do the writers that built his foundation and reputation. Why shit on all their hard work by making him a basic black teen stereotype? That's all I'm saying on the matter. Just, what do you think? If you agree with my opinion, let me know down in the comment section below. Hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe. Peace.